Hey everyone, welcome back. We are back. I'm Davina,
I'm Mike Will.
and welcome back everybody. We're gonna do a continuation from the last time that we were on. We had my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law with us, and we were allowing them to share just some raw emotions as to what was going on as they processed the news of Michael's diagnosis of cancer and everything. And so, hope you guys enjoyed that and were encouraged just by hearing from the family, just knowing that as a family we're well and we're supporting one another. But today we're gonna shift it a little bit to one of Michael's childhood friends, Lamar.
How y'all doing?
Lamar and how long y'all been friends?
Um, Me and Mike been friends well over about 20 years. I think
Well
probably
over
more
there,
than
because
that.
I've been knowing him since I was about 7, 8 years old. So,
Right.
So it's been a long time.
All right, so if that was
Yeah.
7 or 8 years old, that puts y'all at that puts you at
We
like
ain't
what?
even got to talk about what it put. We ain't got to do that. Don't nobody need to know that type of information.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, all I know is I'm the youngest person in the room, so that's all that matters is
We
so.
don't need no senior citizen cards right now, do we?
It's okay because wisdom comes with age.
Well, he by
right?
himself. I'm still a youth.
Wait a minute,
Wisdom-
y'all both got father time right here. See, I'm still nice and dark and lovely. See,
Wisdom comes with
Then
age.
the little paint won't change.
did he say paint? Okay, whatever. So today we're just gonna hear from Lamar. We're gonna just walk back down memory lane a little bit, and we're gonna allow Lamar to share. Just, I know for just, I can remember as we were telling people, the emotions were raw. It was tough. So I can only imagine, but I don't think I've personally ever talked to you and said like, what were you thinking? How are you feeling? How are you feeling today? Like just knowing that you got, your childhood friend and this is what he's dealing with. So let's just start back at the beginning. That phone call, my husband called you, right?
Mm-hmm. But before you go into the phone call, we just want to make a statement that it's playoff time, and we them boys up in here.
Oh,
He loved me enough to come in there wearing these boys' colors. That's what it's
this
about.
is Duke Blue Devil. This is Duke Blue Devil sweater. This not nothing to do with
And
Dallas
you got
Cowboys.
the matching Dallas Cowboy hat. Okay.
We ain't got no doo-doo boys in here now. Come on. It's all them boys.
So for all you Patriot folks out there,
Oh,
look, he repping today. He's repping the Cowboys.
No, you didn't go there.
Just
Yeah.
so we know, we got it on film, so we can't
We
go
had
back.
6 championships. We decided to let somebody else win for a change.
Y'all stole those, but now
Cause
we
what-
gonna move on.
Excuse me, 5, and then 6. We got 6. He got 7 with the Tampa Bay
Lord,
Buccaneers.
have
Who
right?
is? Oh, you said we got six and seven. You still going with Brady?
Is he
I'm still a
Patriot
Patriot
or
fan.
Tampa Bay?
I
We
think
don't know.
he is just whoever's winning at the time.
Absolutely.
No.
Player fan.
I'm always a Patriots fan, no matter
Yeah.
who playing. We
Yeah,
lose,
yeah.
die hard.
Are you?
Yeah.
What? That's why you was rooting for the Buccaneers the other night. But okay, anyway, moving on.
Right. We don't want to turn this into a sports show, right?
So, okay, go back to that phone call. Michael calls you and we share. What was going on?
Well, me and Mike talk almost every day, about life, period. So to get a phone call from him wasn't nothing unnormal, But when he said that, he had been tested for cancer and it came out to be cancer. A whole lot of feelings came over me, and the first thing I guess you think about is he's gonna die. That's the first thing to come to your mind. So those emotions and not really thinking about it's not like that. You can't just put somebody in a grave because they say cancer. So I try to keep myself in check God has the final say so with that.
Amen.
There's no way you can, God has the final say so. But with me losing a lot of family members over the years, I've lost so many of my older aunts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was easy for me to go,
Mm-hmm.
to, oh, something's gonna happen to Mike. So I think when Davina started explaining it to me, I couldn't hold back the emotions I was feeling for him because he's like a brother to me, So, I had to. I couldn't even finish the conversation with her. I told her, just give me a minute. Let me get myself together. And I'm a man.
You a man?
I'm
I'm
a
a
man.
man.
I'm a man, but we hurt too,
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely, we
I
do.
did. I'm not ashamed to say I cried a little bit, and I started praying and started asking God why, why my buddy, why my boy got to go through this. So that's what happened when the first phone call came to me.
Mm. Yeah, like you were saying, it was hard for you to hear that on the other end. It was extremely hard for me to have that conversation. We talk all the time and not knowing. I told you that I was taking the biopsy, but I didn't know yet. And me and you just kind of jokingly talked about it, like it wasn't nothing.
Right, we didn't think nothing of it. Oh,
And
yeah,
then-
you're going to be fine.
Yeah, and then you get that phone call and I'm on the other end telling you, it is what they expected,
Yeah.
That was extremely hard because when you feel the emotions from the people that care for you, it makes you emotional.
Mm-hmm.
I might have started off in that conversation, manly and strong like we normally do.
Mm-hmm.
But as it affected you, it affected me,
Mm-hmm.
And that's hard, but sometimes that's what life brings. And like you, at the first of even hearing that, cancer always has death right behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was extremely hard. So it hit me, the same way.
I lost 3 members of my family to cancer, and they were smokers. So that that's why it really affected me like it did.
Yeah.
Especially when it was something where you're like, I don't know, for me, like when you find out people have a diagnosis, I don't know, in a weird way is when folks are like older, and it just, I don't know, it's like, but when you have a person that's like young, still young, like healthy, living life and
Like you studied with that still young, like you said young. Why did you have to say still young?
I don't know, you're still young.
It looked like you was questioning it somehow. Okay.
But I just remember, that was awkward for me because you're never quiet. You're never like, you always got some joke to say. And
Right. Yeah.
and so when you just kind of like went silent, I'm just like, hello? And I don't know if I remember you saying bye or what, but then you sent me a message the next day and you were just like apologizing for, but and there was no need to apologize because I get it, when we found out, we checked out for about a week, not talking to really anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because one is, I think the first week of having to just tell family and some close friends, but then we eventually had to expand that to more.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to keep repeating and keep repeating and keep repeating. And it's like you are reliving that
Whole situation.
moment all over again, because most people, if they're like me, they want details. I want details. I don't want you to just be like, well, this is it. And, I got the how, the why, and, what, all of that. And so, we were trying to be sensitive to the fact of giving people details of whatever they wanted at the time.
I have a question for you both. Most people keep things like that. They keep that a secret. You don't find a lot of people making that something out for the public to know.
Right.
So I thought it was very brave of you guys, and to just share it with everybody is just, man, I salute y'all for that. And the support, and the love and support you get. I think everybody should share it, because people, then you find at the last minute when somebody's almost dying,
right,
that they had cancer.
Right.
And that's
Right.
kind of unfair to people, because people want to express their love and support, and they can't.
Yeah.
In 2 or 3 months they got left to live. They want
Right.
to tell you, well, I've had cancer for 5 years, and
Yeah. And I'm dying tomorrow.
yeah. So
That's-
I man, you guys are very brave, and for sharing that with everybody. I think that was really special that you guys did that.
Well, it was definitely tough to do, but in some sense it was a little easier, like she was saying, having to repeat that over and over and over and over again. It just does something to you, so it wasn't like we didn't want everybody to know, but we found it to be a little less painful to do it in the way that we're doing. And then we also wanted to encourage folks. People know us as believers, and why we gonna act like when some hard hits or something bad as this hit, that we're no longer gonna act like believers. We live our life out loud already, so why change?
Right.
So
Right.
that was one of the things that we wanted to do. And then my wife wanted to use this as a vehicle to, help her in a sense, like journaling, and also giving feedback where folks could pray for us, and just, find that love, or hear that love. So it really has been beneficial, as we've been doing this, for what, a few
Very
months now.
inspirational.
It's
Very
been
inspirational.
probably about 4 or 5 months now.
Mm-hmm.
So going back to what you said was, being open about it, you hit on something that's really personable to me about you find out people have cancer, and then they're saying that they only have a month or so, because people have kept things private. Well, this is something that it did happen to me. My father passed of stage 4 prostate cancer in 2020, and when me and my sister found out about it, it was in July, because my dad was a very private person, and he didn't want anybody to worry, and but I had noticed that he was starting to look different, and and kept asking the questions, and things, but I never thought it would be cancer. So I remember in July of 2020, my dad calls me and tells me, he had something to tell me, and I'm not thinking nothing, and I could tell he was struggling to say what he needed to say, but he ended up telling me he had cancer, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what stage? And he kind of got choked up, and he said 4. 4 to me that means it's spread.
Yeah.
And that was July, and in September he was gone. And to find out that my dad had been suffering with cancer for over a year or longer, I knew that was a hole in my heart that never was going to be filled, because I didn't know, and I didn't have that opportunity to really spend the days with him had I known that it was that bad. And so I vowed, for me personally, didn't know that we were going to be here, that I would never, put something like that on my family and let them find out either after I'm gone or when I'm at the end stages, because it devastated me. So when we found this out, to even, because I would say I'm probably private.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Michael's more public than me. You know, he doesn't mind sharing things as much as I'm more private. And so when I really felt the Lord pressing upon me, share you guys' story, I wrestled with that because I'm like, I'm not a video person. I'm not an upfront person. I'm not a social media posting a lot, you know, and but then it really, like, the Lord wouldn't let me rest with this. Like, share your story, you know, open you guys' life up. By this means, I'm going to be glorified. And through this, you can encourage other people who are going through maybe similar or just even different trials or struggles. And so when I talked to Michael, and he was like, I think were you fine with it from the start?
I was fine.
We didn't really know what that was going to look like because we're not like gurus when it comes to stuff like this, but you know, we're just learning as we go. So this was very personable for me, just on that one statement you made about finding out things later.
Yeah. You just answered my question.
What was your question?
Because my question was going to be, you know, how did it impact you after what you have been through, you know, with your mom and your dad passing away? Now, I never knew what your dad's diagnosis was until you just said it now, you know. I think most people don't want you to feel sorry for them. They don't like to look into other people's eyes and see pity. So they keep a lot, you know, they want to try to keep things normal. That's what I got out of talking to family members that I've had.
You know, sometimes it's, you know, the shame of having something like this, you know, that drives people to be quiet about it. You know, like I have a cousin who we are also praying for, and she watches too. What's up, Lisa?
Lisa!
But, you know, she's going through something too, and one of the things that we had to tell her is that you're not defined by that. You know, you still Lisa. You know, I'm still Michael. I called her dad Pop. You know, he wasn't defined by that. You know.
But I wish we would have been able to share this with him. You know, you're not defined by that diagnosis, whether it's depression, whether it's cancer, whether it's diabetes, whatever, hypertension, you know.
You're still you.
You are still you. And I know you want to still be treated like you. Knowing that, you know, I have a need, I need prayer, you know, and things like that. But I think with a lot of times when we deal with various ailments or situations, we tend to become that.
Right.
And I know the biggest battle for me was the fear of death, of losing someone. Because like you said, I went through a very, very tough 2020 through COVID. Right. You know, COVID hit sometime March, turned into a global pandemic, world shut down. We're stuck at home, scavenging for living supplies. And then my mom, you know, as a caregiver, she gets ill with pneumonia, has to go into the hospital. We can't get into the hospital. Then she passes from stage 4 lung cancer that spread throughout her body. So, you know, that was Mother's Day. Then July, my dad tells me he has this stage 4 prostate, and then September, he's gone. That's less than 3 months, you know. And that was so traumatic for me. I thought, how could I ever live through something like that again? And I started dealing with who's going to be next? Is it going to be my husband? You know, and I just remember him being such a beacon for me of support when I was at my lowest, and people didn't even know that. Because what they saw was normal Davina, but really Davina was struggling in some very, very dark places, struggling. And he got the raw side of it. And then now we're here, and to be sitting in front of that doctor and for him to tell me what he was telling us, I felt like, here I go again.
Right.
I'm back at a place where cancer has invaded my family again, and now it's the most important person in my life. And now he's not, because the way they gave it to us was how sick he was going to, all the stuff. And I thought, how can I be that support? Because I'm still like a fragile, piece of clay now, like, because the emotions can come back at any moment of almost 3 years ago. And I'm like, now I got to be this for him. How can I do that? Because I'm still sometimes battling still with the loss of the parents,
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that I had to because he was going to need me. So all I can do is attribute it to is God's grace, because I know me, you know me. I don't handle this type of stuff well.
No.
And I am just blown away with how God has calmed my heart and has carried me through from September till now. Now I have moments, Last week was my moment. We get to the point where we're at the wellness center, finally get to where we want to be and know some answers, and I felt like I was taken back to day one of us finding out what he had, and I was messed up for a while. So let's fast forward to present tense now. You see Mike, your boy all the time. You talk to him every day, literally.
I don't have one friend.
You literally talk to him every day when he's walking in the house.
He's the only one available at 5 in the morning.
Saturday morning, Sunday morning, Monday morning, too.
He's the
We
only
are
one
the only ones out of our friend group that talk
that's
on the phone.
up that early. Yeah,
And
so
definitely up
it
that
made
early.
it easy.
And I hear you in what's going on, man?
Yeah, he is.
You're in the
definitely-
car with your wife. Tell her everything.
You got me on speakerphone.
You got me on speakerphone.
Yeah.
So, but I love it that, y'all have that type of relationship. So, talk about now. So now, he's working out all the time.
I think it definitely, brought us even closer. We've always been close, but that has made us, connect even closer with. We talk about everything. It's
Yes.
good to have somebody you can call, and if you got a problem, talk to them about your problem and get a second opinion on it. Because I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect.
Well, I'm perfect. But
Okay, yeah.
Right.
So Mike has kind of been that person for me because sometimes we'll argue a point. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, no, man, and he'll say, you doing that wrong. And sometimes you need to hear that. You need to hear that from somebody outside, because we don't always make the right decisions and choices in life. And to have somebody you can call and say, my real brother, he ain't there for me with that. He's doing all kinds of craziness. I can't depend on him to call. So Mike has kind of been that person for me that I can call and say, man, what do you think about this, man? Did I handle that right, or did I make the wrong decision on that, or what? And he gives me a second opinion on it.
And vice versa,
Yeah.
and I do that as well for you, man. But I tell you, one of the things that's been so great with you, brother, is how you stayed the same. This condition didn't make you call me and be, oh man, how you doing today, man? Is it better? Is it worse? You still treat me the same way. You still call me a punk. You still, argue and fuss with me. You almost broke my wrist downstairs. He's still the same. He doesn't treat me any different, and that has been so good, and all of our other friends do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's great that they do that, but also you push me to keep to do things, get back into playing ball and working out, eating right. You do those things, which is motivation,
Yeah.
and then you have even started doing things in your own life,
Yeah.
and we check up on each other. So that's been definitely solid for us. It's been good to have somebody there that's gonna, call you out, even though you got some things going on. That shows that he's gonna continue to treat me the same.
Exactly. I think it's time to live. You know, we're at an age now where I'm 57. I ain't scared to say it. I'm 57.
He's 57.
He's older than
He's
me.
57. He's 57.
I'm gonna live. I want to live. I want to travel the world. I want to go to Paris. I want to go to this, California Zoo, whatever.
California Zoo. You've never been to the California Zoo?
No, not yet. San Diego, whatever.
Absolutely.
It's time to live.
Absolutely, and that's the thing you
Keep
you
living,
point
you know what
out.
I'm saying?
It's about life. If I don't hear that all the time, Michael, you don't want to live. You don't want to do this. You don't want to go parasailing. You don't want to. Come on, let's go to the camp.
Right, I'm trying to get y'all to go camping.
All the time.
I'll go glamping,
What's
but
that?
not camping.
I don't even know
What
what
the heck
glamping
is
is.
glamping?
So glamping is where you're not void of your amenities that's within your house.
I mean, you got running water and
Yes, you have
a sofa out there in the grass.
No. You are in a full functioning RV.
that ain't camping.
That's glamping.
Okay.
I will do
Right.
glamping.
Oh, mosquito.
No. But for me though, really is it kind of does wake you up and say, you know what? We've been probably taking life for granted.
Yeah.
That your loved ones or your friends are gonna always be here.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it just really took my focus on my marriage to another level.
Mm-hmm.
Because although cancer may not even be what is going to be the end of life for my husband, but it could be. I don't know. I don't know what God's plan is, as far as how we're going to leave this earth.
God's plan. That's the key word.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is, but in the between now and then, what am I going to do with the space that I'm living in now?
That's the
And
major thing.
that is to enjoy your loved ones, to enjoy growing in maturity in your life and your marriage or your relationship, wherever you are in your various stages. And then this has drawn a deeper intimacy for me with the Lord, because this is literally a faith walk.
Plus, you guys have already been through so much. I've been there. I've seen you.
I seen you. I seen you.
And you've overcome that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So why not keep going? Keep on
Right.
fighting, man. It doesn't stop because,
Right.
Every day is a fight. You take one day at a time. We do.
Absolutely.
And we try to live each day as happy and joyful
Absolutely.
as we can.
And one of you
You
just
said
reminded
that.
me. Yes, you reminded me of a praise report. No longer diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
So
So that's conquering that already. See there?
Absolutely.
Yeah. But we will, in future videos, we'll go into more of just some victories that we are celebrating in this health journey. We're going to dedicate specific videos talking about some of those victories and where we're headed with this natural journey, because we have got the final plan.
Absolutely.
And I will put the link in this video in the description box to the blog site where you can read more about that. I'm not going to go into a lot of details on this video, but I did go into some pretty extensive detail on the blog site, Post Hope site that I try to post weekly, just updates, prayer requests, things that is going on in our life. I try to post weekly. You can go check that out, but we will in future videos talk about what this plan looks like, because now this is where we start walking
Rubber
this
hits the road.
rubber hits the road.
I just want to say one more thing. You guys keep supporting them, keep loving on them. They know I'm gonna be here. I've always loved them. They're like brother and sister to me, and we're gonna always be close. So just keep encouraging them to live their life to the fullest. That's the key right there. Let us all keep supporting them, and letting them know that we got their back. We love them and keep the prayers up.
Amen.
You know.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. So, Lamar, thank you so much for taking time out your Saturday and coming to do this with us.
Yes,
We really
absolutely.
appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Just
Anytime.
being real and transparent. You have anything else?
Well, I want to thank you as well. I definitely thank you for your friendship. You know, we more like brothers than we are friends. So,
Right.
But I am so encouraged, you know, from you, and thankful for you. Thankful that the Lord has blessed me with a friend like yourself. So, you know, I'm just looking forward to continuing this journey, regardless of where the Lord takes it. You know, I'm ready to continue that. So thank you, bro.
I think it is very inspirational what you guys are doing. You don't know how many people you're helping with this.
Yeah, hopefully it's a
You're
lot.
encouraging other people to come out and do stuff like this and getting the love and support. That is so important.
Absolutely.
Thank God, man. Thank you
Absolutely.
guys for doing this. For real,
Absolutely.
really,
Yes.
from the heart. You know.
Thank you, brother.
Hmm.
Because we are not defined by the disease, as my wife calls it, that you have. We all out here sick of something. Some of us just seeing sick, but we sick of something. But we can't allow that to define us. So thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Well, this has been great, guys. So, as we wrap up, I just want to remind you guys, please like, share, subscribe, tell others about our channel, share our story with others. We want to be an encouragement to the world. And by doing so, we may not be able to touch arms and lock arms, but by way of technology has given us the great privilege to share our story by way of social media. So please like, share, subscribe. Always, I will link the link to our Post Hope blog in the description box below, where you can check out my latest post that I posted actually this morning. And we thank you guys so much. As always, as we say, we are not defined by cancer. We are defined by who Christ says that we are in Him, and how He sees us is how He sees His Son. So as we end, just want to say thank you for tuning in with us today. As Michael and I do on every video, I'm Davina.
I'm Mike Will.
Love and peace. This is our story.